This is the Algebra 1 Fall Semester Review, Part 2. Okay, let's move on to this next section. Number 14, write an inequality and solve. A salesperson earns $200 per week plus a commission equal to 4% of her sales. This week, her goal is to earn no less than $450. Find the amount of sales she must have to reach her goal. Okay, so we have $200 per week. This is a slope vocabulary word, so this might be a slope value, as in like y equals mx plus b, this being 200x. Okay, so let's be thinking in those terms and see what happens. Plus a commission equal to 4% of her sales. 4% needs to be converted to a decimal. So if you know what percent means, if you don't already know that you need to move the decimal twice to the left, giving you 0.04, you can think of it this way. Percent means per 100, meaning 4 out of 100. 4 out of 100. If I hit Control Enter, it reduces to 0.04 as well. So that's two ways to give you that value. What is it? 0.04 of her sales. Of is a math word that means times. So we're going to have the amount of sales and we're going to multiply it by 0.04 to get that commission. Okay? This week, her goal is to earn no less than $450. All right? So what is it we don't know? We don't know the amount of sales. So that's going to be our variable. Okay? So looking at this a little closer, it makes me realize this is not my slope. Remember how I said the per each and every is like 99% of the time pointing to the slope? This, when you look at it in more detail, this is a weekly goal. It says this week her goal is to earn $450. That means this $200 is only happening once in the week. So that's a little tricky thing that we have to come across. So the $200 is in fact happening only one time in the week, right here. So let's rearrange it. If we're talking about a linear equation, which we're not, but if we were, it would be y equals, and it would be, what are we actually multiplying by the sales? We already thought it out on paper right here. 0.04 times the sales, or 0.04x. Since x is sales. And what is it that she's getting in that week no matter what? $200 one time each week. So there's our setup. If this was an equation, this would be the equation. Now it's not, it's actually an inequality. So we need the money that she's making not to be not equal to 450. She wants it to be no less than, meaning not less than, meaning it's okay if it's equal to 450. It's also okay if it's greater than 450. Now, we're talking in terms of greater than 450. Why don't we turn this whole thing around? So she wants the sales that she makes times that. So this calculation, which is going to give her her commission, we want her commission plus her weekly salary of $200. We want it to be either equal to 450 or greater, as long as it's not less than. So it's going to be greater than or equal to 450. So that was quite a problem. We had to go through and dissect several different things and look at the vocabulary carefully, and that is the inequality. Okay? So now let's solve, meaning let's get x by itself. All right, so let's go ahead and do our wall here, and let's do minus 200, minus 200. 450 minus 200 will be 250. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this over here. I'm almost done. I have 0.04x is greater than or equal to 250. We divide by 0.04 on both sides. Okay, so when we do 250 divided by 0.04, we're done. We do not have to flip the inequality because we did not divide by a negative sign. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 250 divided by 0.04. There we go. So what this means is she's selling a product of whatever. It's, I don't know if it's cars or office products or whatever. She has to sell $6,250 or more to reach her personal income goal. Okay, let's do 15. A softball pitcher makes 48 pitches in the first 3 innings of a game. She will be pitching 4 more innings at the most. This is important. The pitching coach allows her to throw a maximum of 100 pitches per game. Find the average number of pitches she can make in each of the next 4 innings. All right? So let's figure out what's going on here. The softball pitcher makes 48 pitches in the first 3 innings. Okay? That's important. She will be pitching 4 more innings at the most. The pitching coach allows her to throw a maximum of 100 pitches per game. Find the average number of pitches she can have in each of the next 4 innings. So, to sum this part up, we're finding the average number of pitches per inning. Okay, so we're going to have 3 innings she's already done, plus the 4 more innings. So let's think of this in terms of y equals mx plus b. Once again, even though it's an inequality. Okay? What has she already done? That's our starting value. 48 pitches is already done, out of the way. Okay? Pitches per inning seems to fit a slope type number, okay? So we're going to have that there, and that is what we're looking for, right? Okay, so she will be pitching 4 more innings at the most. So we're going to find the average number of pitches she can make in each of the next 4 innings. So if we have pitches per inning set up as our slope, that means our slope is our change in y over change in x, right? And if change in y becomes pitches, change in x becomes change in innings. So we have pitches being y, and we have innings being x, okay? So what's the maximum number of pitches per game she can pitch? 100. And that's going to go in the position of y. Okay? So we're going to put the 100 here. And what's the maximum, what's the number of innings we're talking about? Well, we have 3 innings, and she's going to be pitching 4 more innings at the most. So she's going to have 7 innings right there, at the very most. These 3 innings, however, are taken into account right here. I'm sorry, not 45, 48. These 3 innings are done. So how many innings is she going to be taking care of right now? 4 more at the most. So let's put 4 for right here. Okay? So we're going to multiply our pitches per inning times our innings plus 48, and that has to be a maximum of 100. What does that mean, a maximum of 100? Can you be bigger than 100? Can this be greater? Can this side be the alligator greater than 100? No. It has to be the maximum of 100. So it can be equal to 100, or this over here can be less than, the pointer side, less than 100. But it can't be more than 100. Okay? So we have 100. Now that we have it this way, let's flip it around so the inequality will make more sense. So we have what we're looking for, our slope. We have ilm x plus b. We're going to write that again. Has to be greater than or equal to, no, I'm sorry, less than or equal to, the pointer's right here, has to be less than or equal to 100. Okay, so we have that, and here we go. Now we're going to solve for ilm. All right, and we are done. So we're going to do minus 48, 100 minus 48 is 52. All right, so we have the pitches per inning, average pitches per inning, times 4, or we could rearrange that to make it look more like what we have. 4 times the pitches per inning has got to be less than or equal to 52. We divide both sides by 4. 52 divided by 4. She can have an average of 13 pitches per inning. That was quite a problem. And that is that.